Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel to bet or not to bet. Today in this video we are going to make predictions for the upcoming game week 32 of the English Premier League. So straight away let's go to the fixtures and predictions. Here we have the fixtures list, the predicted results, the odds of those predicted results and the top 3 predicted scores. You can go ahead, pause the video and go through the table. Next, we are going to see how we arrived at these predictions. So the most important equation that we are using over here is the Poisson distribution equation, which is P of k is equal to lambda to the power of k into e to the power of minus lambda whole divided by k factorial, where P of k is nothing but the probability of the event k is the number of goals. So if someone says P of 0, what it means is the probability of 0 goals being scored. And lambda over here is the number of expected goals. Now we have two values for lambda h and lambda a. Lambda h is the expected home team goals and lambda a is the expected away team goals. Before we go into calculating the lambda values, we need to understand the 4 attributes that each team playing in the Football League has. These attributes are home attack strength, home defense weakness, away attack strength, and away defense weakness. So we calculate these values for each team in the league using the given equations and then use these values in the lambda h and lambda a equations. Also, we need to understand these 4 variables used in these equations. What do we mean by total average home goal scored? The total average home goal scored is the total home goal scored in the league divided by the total home league games played. The explanation for the rest of the variables over here is similar. So we calculate these variables which help us calculate the attributes over here, which in turn help us calculate the lambda h and lambda a values for the particular fixture. Also, we need to understand over here that lambda h and lambda a are fixture dependent values. So we use HAS, ADW, AAS and HDW values of the teams playing in the fixture to get the lambda h and lambda a values for the fixture. Once we have calculated the lambda h and lambda a values, we can finally use them in the Poisson distribution equation to find out the individual probability. Let's go to the prediction table of our first fixture to get a better understanding. So here is our first fixture, Fulham versus Manchester City. As you can see, we have already calculated lambda and e to the power minus lambda values for the fixture. Now let's come to the probability table. The values in blue over here have been calculated using the Poisson distribution equation. So now if you ask me, what is the probability of Fulham scoring 0 goals? I will say the answer to that question is 0.59, that is 59%. This is calculated by putting the above calculated values and k is equal to 0 in the Poisson distribution equation. Again, if you ask me what is the probability of Manchester City scoring 2 goals, I will say 0.2278, that is 22.78%. Now if you ask me what is the probability of scoring, what is the probability for a 2-0 victory for Manchester City? Now this is calculated by multiplying the probability of Fulham scoring 0 goals and the probability of City scoring 2 goals. This is called implied probability. So we have calculated the implied probability values for all the relevant outcomes. The outcomes in green indicate the probabilities of a Fulham win, the total of which adds up to 0.04, that is 4%. The outcomes in yellow indicate the probabilities of a draw, the total of which adds up to 0.10, that is around 10%. The outcomes in red indicate the probabilities of a Manchester City win, the total of which adds up to 0.85, that is 85%. Coming to the calculation of betting odds. The calculation of betting odds is pretty easy. It is 1 divided by the probability of the particular outcome. For example, betting odds for Manchester City for this particular fixture is equal to 1 divided by 0.85, that is 1.77. We have also collected the betting odds provided by Bet365 just to give you a comparison. Okay, now I'll just scroll through the probability tables for the rest of the fixtures, and you can pause the video and have a look at the fixtures. Burnley versus Wolves, Brighton versus Southampton, Crystal Palace versus Huddersfield, Leicester versus Bournemouth, United versus Watford, West Ham versus Everton, Cardiff versus City, Cardiff versus Chelsea, Liverpool versus Tottenham, and the final game, Arsenal versus Newcastle. Okay guys, thank you for joining in, and all the best for the coming game week, and see you next week.